The team working on Hunt Showdown hosted a developer livestream earlier this week, going over everything that's going to be coming into the game through the Web of the Empress event in Update 2.5. This is by far one of the biggest and most important events Hunt Showdown will put out, due to the mass amount of things that they're bringing into the game, some of which the community has been begging for. Let's get into it. To start things off, the event will run from September 24th to December 10th. There'll be an all-new battle pass with 40 total rewards, new AI, tarot cards, locations, scarce weapons, and more. They also let us know that there'll be activities throughout this event and encouraged us to stay tuned to the Hunt Showdown socials for more details as the event progresses. Starting things off, we'll go over the new hunters. They gave us background on 2 different hunters, not super in depth, but one of which is the Hangman, who we saw in the trailer for the Web of the Empress event. The man with the hood over his head with the noose around his neck. They attempted to hang him 9 different times in a row, but he always managed to get away, and he used the Art of Tarot to help him get away. The Stormseer, who we also saw in the trailer, was struck by lightning and is now cursed with visions. There'll be more new hunters through this update and event, but these are the 2 that they talked about during the stream. There's an all-new monster coming in to Hunt Showdown through this event called the Bioweavers. They're new spider-like monsters that hatch from eggs and sacs and can overwhelm hunters in numbers. They protect their territory and nests respawn in the game. The Bioweavers spawn from eggs. They can jump and walk on walls. Eggs have a proximity detection, so if you're too close or make too much noise, the eggs will burst open and the Bioweavers will come after you. If you shoot the eggs, they will also burst. There'll be an all-new compound for this event. It is massive. It looks great. It looks very eerie. It has the spider eggs in it, the spider webs along the wall, bodies stuck in the wall. It looks great based on the trailer. There'll be a massive web-covered central nest with treasure hidden within. Inside, brave hunters will be able to find traits, restoration kits, ammo, scarce weapons, Destiny's Dial, and tarot cards. I just mentioned Destiny's Dial. It is a machine that gives you randomized rewards. You have to use pledge marks when you find it, and it can give you traits, restoration kits, ammo, and more. They compared it to the fortune teller concept that they brought into the game through the circus event earlier this year. I mentioned the battle pass earlier. There's going to be a total of 40 rewards. They highlighted a new uppercut skin, a dynamite animation, conversion skin, a spider handwalk animation that looks awesome. I'm so excited to unlock that. I think that's one of the cooler animations I've seen so far. They also noted that pledge marks, traits, and scarce weapons will not go away when the event ends. You'll be able to have them as long as your hunter that has them is alive and a part of your roster. Scarce weapons will be event exclusive weapons. We talked about this in my previous video, so if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure to check it out. But they'll be only found via exploration. You cannot just buy them and have them in your loadout going into a match. You have to actually find them on the map. There'll be an all-new auto-select setting. It is on by default, but it can be disabled in the options. It's a new toggle-like option for choosing how a hunter automatically selects equipment when picked up. So basically, if you pick up a physical weapon on the map, that weapon that you pick up will be what you're holding in your hand. It's not selected from looting hunters, toolboxes, or beetles. There'll be some trait changes. Blade Seer will no longer be needed to see projectiles in dark sight. It will just be an ability that everybody has now, a part of the default regular game, regardless of what traits you bring in. But Blade Seer will now increase the range where you can see projectiles from 25 meters to 75 meters. Assailant will no longer be needed to throw in-world tools, the axe, hammer, and shovel. You'll be able to do this now in game. I think that's a great change. Very excited about that. I think it's going to make the gameplay so much more fun. I personally haven't really put on Assailant since I started playing Hunt Showdown again. So to just be able to have this by default, I think it's going to encourage me to actually just use throwables in that way more and create some fun moments. Now, Witness did get a debuff. It's removed corpse healing and reduced cost from 5 to 4. People seem to be really unhappy with this overall. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. There's now a possibility of custom ammo being already loaded into weapons that you find on the map. Beetle spawns now only contain choke beetles. This may be walked back depending on community feedback, however. There's an all-new world item called the Powder Keg. It's a new deployable item only found in missions on the map. It's a mini explosive barrel and it acts like a red barrel. This looks really cool. I feel like there's going to be a lot of fun moments, fun clips from content creators, and just a lot of like fun, crazy moments with this new like mini red barrel. I'm excited to try it out and see what sort of mayhem I and so many others are going to be able to cause with this. There have been some NPC and AI changes. Grunts are being reworked. Grunts will now move slower when in the water. So when you're running from a bunch of grunts, if you hit some water, it will slow them down. UI changes are finally here. The entire community has been begging for this and it looked fantastic. I was so excited when they showed this on the stream. It looks so much more condensed, so much more inviting, so much more organized. They centralized the lobby for all game modes. They streamlined navigation. The home tab has been removed and there's a new career tab, and there's a gear screen improvement. So traits are now embedded in the gear screen and you will now be able to clear all traits with just one button. On top of the big news from the UI announcement, we also are now able to invite random thirds into our lobby. So now invited duos can now look for a random third teammate, which is awesome. I'm so excited for that. Finding a game as a solo player will enter you into a random trio or existing duo. They also walked back the rarity system. They did this to aim to remove visual noise. Cosmetics are now either legendary or mythic. Mythic remains to indicate exclusive content that will not return into the game from like events and such. Common, uncommon, rare tags have been completely removed from the game through this update. And now finally the tarot cards, which is one of the biggest parts of this entire event. We found out through this stream that there'll be a total of 12 tarot cards. There's the Fool, the Magician, the Garden, the Empress, the Chariot, the Hangman, the Devil, the Tower, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. So let's go over what each of them do. First off, there will be 3 inside each Bioweaver nest, and then you can randomly find them outside of the Bioweaver nests as well. Starting things off, the Fool clones the last tarot card that you used in the current mission that you're in. The Magician, which is one of the tarot cards I'm the most excited for, places a dark sight decoy at your location, and it does cause heavy bleeding once you've used it, but you can use it to kind of fake out people that have dark sight and make people think you're in an area that you're not, and then use it to ambush them or even get away if that's your choice. But I'm going to be using it to ambush people. I'm trying to get people. I ain't trying to just walk out of here. What is this? The Garden will fully heal you and your teammate and removes bleeding, burn, and poison effects for you and your teammates as well. This is going to be super useful in key situations. I'm excited to see how this comes into play and how this affects crucial moments in certain battles. The Empress will grant the Catalyst trait, Necromancer, and 1 random burn or scarce trait. One of the other cards that I'm the most excited for is the Chariot. It swaps locked and unlocked extraction points for all teams, and it destroys 1 health chunk for you once you've used it. So basically they describe that there'll be 4 extract locations, 1 in the middle, 3 around the edges of the map. This will lock the 1 in the middle and 1 random one around the map. I feel like this is going to piss some people off, and I'm hoping that I'm not one of them. In those key moments when somebody uses one of these cards and locks an extraction that you're about to get out of, I'm hoping that I'm on the other end of it and I get to prevent somebody else from getting out, and it never happens to me. But I'm sure it's going to cause some mayhem. Another card that I'm absolutely excited for, and probably the most excited for, is the Hanged Man. It allows you to spectate an enemy hunter for 15 seconds. You can see if any of their teammates are around them as well. You basically see through their perspective for 15 seconds. However, once you've used this card, the hunter that you got to spectate does get alerted that they've been spectated. I feel like this is going to be a lot of fun. It adds a whole new layer to the game, a new dynamic. I feel like this is going to just, again, cause some mayhem, and I'm so excited for that. That should be the point of a lot of these tarot cards, in my opinion. The Devil will reduce sway and spread, excluding shotguns, for weapons until your hunter is downed, and then once you're downed, it will destroy an additional health chunk. So instead of just losing 1 health chunk, you'll lose 2. The Tower will kill monsters and damage targets within 65 meters worth of radius. Your hunter will then catch fire once you use this tarot card. The Moon grants 2 seconds of dark sight boost. The sun will increase regeneration buff for 60 seconds. The judgment will double all current buffs and reduce health to 1 HP. And the world will reveal all boss targets. I feel like if you find this in the early game, it's going to help so much. So that's a synopsis of basically everything that's going to be coming into Hunt Showdown through this event and update. Let me know in the comments, are you excited for this event? What do you think of all the news that's come out this week about the event and update? Is there anything that you wish they would add or that you would tweak? And overall, are you excited for the event? I personally am so excited for this event and update. I hope it's a hit for them. I hope everything runs super smooth. They've addressed so many different things that the community's been begging for through this event, and I'm just really excited for this new era of Hunt Showdown.